everybody. Welcome to fall or spring, depending on what hemisphere you live in. I welcome in the equinox when the day and the night are equal. And I just wanted to do an astro update and talk a little bit about that. Talk about Libra season and the full moon that we just had and kind of like what we can be expecting over the next like few weeks. I hope everyone had a good full moon. I was traveling, so I wasn't able to write anything, and I kind of like gave myself the time off that I needed. So it was a really powerful healing full moon. It was conjunct Neptune. So certainly there was like an energy of surrender about that full moon, an energy of healing, an energy of solitude, an energy of letting go, perhaps. So whatever was illuminated in your life, I hope that you were able to figure out like where to surrender and where to take action. That's kind of like how that full moon was. It was like, where do we take action with our drive and where do we let go to allow for healing? And also like perhaps like how far we've come in our healing journey, and like honoring that, having compassion for ourselves through that. So that's that. The equinoxes and the solstices in astrology in life are very, very, very important. It's when the sun shifts directions. It's when the sun slows and shifts. Of course, we all feel the seasons. They're all like within us. Whether you're heading into warmer months or colder months, your body and your soul and your spirit are definitely feeling the shift. It's a big one. I find it so beautiful that when the day and the night are fully equal is when we enter into Libra season. And Libra is all about equality and balance. The shift from Virgo season to Libra season is really powerful because it's where we go from like the self, Aries through Virgo is all about the soul's journey with the self and the individuality. And then when we go into Libra, we become we. We start to look at the other person. We start to be really aware of the mirror of another person. Our relationships become forefront. Libra is the sign, it's air, and it cares very deeply about harmony, peace, equality. It's the scales of always trying to balance itself. So the thing that we need to remember about Libra, or if you have a lot of Libra in your chart, or during this period of time during Libra season, we never really fully gain full harmony and peace. That comes from within, right? We always try to seek it seek it externally in the other people that are in our life. And it's always just something we're striving towards, never something we actually accomplish. And myself included, my Mars is in Libra. I have to remember that all the time. Like, it's just the journey of trying to find balance and harmony. And it's something that we're always going to be striving towards, but however, it's never going to always stay that way. So there's that. I find that Libra is the sign that can see two sides of a story very clearly. They can understand somebody's situation. They can see the pros and cons of both things. And that's why sometimes it's hard making a decision, because you really can see both sides very clearly. They are the sign of justice, and I imagine that what we're going to see externally during this period of time, especially when Mercury goes retrograde through the sign of Libra, we're going to see a lot of justice and questioning what justice is, what it means. We're going to be questioning a lot of things about our relationships and a lot of things about ourselves within our relationships, like who we are, who am I in relationship with this person? How do I want to show up? Where does my responsibility lie for myself, and where does it go? Like, where does it matter in this relationship with the other person? So that's something that I find really interesting about this season, and us moving into where, at least in this northern hemisphere, where we go into a darker period of time. We want to honor our light inside of us because it's going to be getting darker and darker as we head towards the winter solstice on December 21st. So this period of time is really, really about honoring light within, just something that I always like to do during this period of time, all the way through the winter solstice and past it, is like put a lot of like fairy Christmas lights in my house, put a lot of candles out, like honor the light, and honor the darkness within the light, if that makes sense. Like I really like to, when times get darker, I like to like bring in ritual, especially when it comes to the fire, to like keep that going, because it's not, the sun is going to become darker and darker every single day. So yeah, very powerful moment in time yesterday when we had the equinox, when the sun, when the day and the night are equal. It's certainly a shift for all of us within our bodies, within our mindsets, and we're definitely going to see a lot of revisiting relationships. When Mercury does move retrograde through Libra, we're going to have to revisit something about the other person, or something about like how we show up in our relationships. So you can look forward to that. I'm certainly not an astrologer that subscribes to retrogrades as the sky is falling or something terrible. There are definitely moments in time where we're allowed to go internal and slow down and revisit something that needs revisiting, that our soul is trying to figure out. The universe is never really testing us. We are creating our reality, and our higher self has created certain things in our lives so that we could learn certain things as a soul this time around. So I find that the more we take responsibility for our inner reality, the less we're in victim for our external happening to us. Like we are the creators of this, so we need to remember that, especially as we head into Libra season, when we want to make sure that the mirror that we're looking at within ourselves is very clear. You can definitely expect to find out a lot about yourself during Libra season through the external world. The only other thing I wanted to talk about today was Libra sometimes gets tripped up in wanting peace and harmony so badly that they feel responsible for the other person's emotional body or what's happening around them. So boundaries are really important during this season. And even that mantra of like, your energy is not my energy. Your anger is not my anger. I'm in the vicinity of the anger. I'm feeling the emotion of anger, but it's not mine to hold. I'm just witnessing it and allowing it to flow through me without trying to fix the other person or attach to it, right? Like that's, at least for me, that's a very hard lesson to learn. So your energy is not my energy. You are a reflection of me, and I can learn a lot about myself through you, and I get to choose. I get to choose what my reality is. I can remove myself from the situation, and I can certainly not take on other people's problems or take on responsibility to fix it, because it's not your responsibility. Trust me. Yeah, it's your responsibility to take care of yourself, and Libra season's gonna really show us this. And sometimes it's gonna fucking suck, you know? Sometimes you're gonna suffer. But there's always like a reason or a lesson or something to learn in that situation. So sending all of you guys love. I am going to be running a sale on my readings for October and November. They're going to be $120 this time for those 2 months. I only do that once a year. I like to do it around Libra Scorpio season because it's like such a beautiful time to kind of dive deep into yourself. So yeah, that's going down. Email me if you'd like to take advantage of that. I'll be posting like an announcement about it at some point soon. But sending you guys all love and a warm hug.